Data out today shows a slide in Russia's retail sales, but what does this mean for their economy? Well, looking at this data and more coming out of the region, I'm joined by Chief Economist with Uralsib Capital, Alexei Deviatov. Welcome to Dukascopy, Alexei. So retail trade dropped 7.7%, a slide from negative 4.4%. What were the main drivers here?
First of all, real wages fell quite substantially by almost 10%. And that's apparently one of the factors which is responsible for contraction in the retail trade. The second factor is I believe that many people now, most of the people in Russia now see that the crisis has come, that the uncertainty about future economic growth increased dramatically. So they start to build what economists call precautionary savings, because they don't know what's going to happen next, in particular about their employment. So they start to build up these extra savings, and that's apparently another factor which is responsible for the drop in retail trade. And there is a third factor. Retail trade grew substantially, 5.3% year over year in December. That was a consumer rush, driven by devaluation of the ruble and inflation fears. So people basically rushed to stores and bought durable goods at old prices, and they bought everything like household appliances, electronics, cars. Some people even bought real estate. So they tried to convert their money into something valuable and protect from inflation. So we had a consumer boom in December. Now everybody's stuck with all that stuff, and people now just cut down on purchases.
Looking back to industrial production, which came out on Tuesday, industrial production in Russia decreased 1.60% in February this year over the same month last year. While during a United Russia Presidium meeting, Russian Economic Development Minister has said that Russia will maintain industrial production above 1.5% this year. So given the data, will this be likely?
Frankly, I do not recall that kind of quotation from the economy ministry. The figure which came out is exactly in line with their updated market forecast. So on February 16th, they released a new market forecast, and they expect, according to that official forecast, they expect 1.6% contraction in industry this year. So the figure is pretty much in line with that forecast. However, I believe that the contraction will be deeper, and I expect about 7% industry contraction this year because of sharp decrease in consumer demand. So on one hand, yes, we see that some industries are doing relatively well due to weak ruble and import substitution, or in particular food industry. But the rest of industry is not good at all. In particular, we see sharp contraction in production of machinery, equipment, vehicles production. We also see sharp contraction in light industry, which is clothes, shoes, and stuff like that. So overall, I expect that the recession and contraction in consumer demand will result in a bigger industrial production fall than the economy minister expects.
Let's take a look at Russian PPI and GDP data. Both decreased last month, with Russian GDP heading into negative territory. What are you expecting this time around?
Russian PPI is out, I believe, as well. And let me see It grew 2.1% in February. Well, basically, we see price growth in all sectors, and it's kind of clear about manufacturing because it's driven by devaluation of the ruble. We also see some price growth in resource extraction, and that's due to growth in oil price in February, the world oil price. And but yes, as regards to GDP, I have an estimate because I can compute an estimate from the latest data, and the estimate is 3.6% contraction year-over-year in February. So indeed, we see that contraction in Russian economy intensifies. So in January, well, according to Economy Ministry, the economy contracted 1.5% year-over-year. Now we see that it's 3.6%. So recession is rapidly becoming more and more pronounced and more serious. And I actually believe that it's gonna continue for a while. Probably we will reach the bottom in the third quarter of this year, and then start to grow a little bit. But I also think that the recovery will be pretty much sluggish because I expect that Western sanctions will continue to be in effect, and that means that Russia will have to pay large amounts on its foreign debt, which is now pretty much impossible to refinance, and that means that instead of investing in industry and in other sectors, Russian companies will have to pay this money abroad.
Well, that's all from Alexei and myself for now. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to keep checking out our regular updates and exclusive interviews.